All right, if you recall from the operator types, we already covered unary and binary operator. This time we are going to cover ternary operator. It's a good time for us to cover this one because now you already know how to use if-else if statement, okay? So inside the ternary operator, there are two symbols you will see quite often. Let me write them here real fast. So ternary means basically it will work with three operands. So there will be three parts. Let's say here you have an expression, and then you're going to have a question mark. Basically that will help us to say if, so it's going to replace the if part, and then we have this colon which is going to basically replace the else part. Let me make it bigger so that you can see well. Here I'm going to use extra large. Okay, so what basically we're going to do here, let's say this is going to be statement 1. Let me just put it like this, statement 2. That's all. So as you can see that we have basically three parts this time, and that's why it's going to call as ternary operator. Remember, we will have first, in the first one, there will be a conditional expression. Based on this, if it is true, then this first statement will work. If this expression is false, then this second statement will work. So that's why I said earlier, this question basically, it's going to replace if, and this colon is going to replace else, the way we used to deal with if else. Okay, so let's see things in action. Again, remember this question and colon mark, that's all. So in the first, we'll have an expression or condition. If it is true, then this part will work. If it is false, then this part will work. Okay, let's see. Here I have created a file called ternary operator, and I'm going to create the basic structure as usual. Let's do that real quick. Here I have hash include, and then studio.h, and then let's create integer main, and then we're going to have return 0. That's all. Okay, we have the basic structure, but let me make sure that I'm using dot here. Okay, if you recall, the way we have find the maximum number between two number using if else, of course I'm sure you remember that. So let me just remind you that one more time. So let's say you have number 1, number 2, and then a variable called max, and then you're going to ask the user to give you this input. So here we're going to maybe, let's say, ask the user here printf, and we're going to ask the user enter number 1. So user will give us number 1, and we're going to take that from user with the help of scanf. And here I'm going to use %d as usual. Let's put that value inside the variable called number 1. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to copy and paste these things real quick here down below, and this time it's going to be here number 2, and the variable will be number 2 as well. All right, fair enough. Now that we have the input, we can use if else just like before to test it out. So here it's going to be number 1. If it is greater than number 2, then we're going to say maximum number is number 1 here. Okay, otherwise the maximum number will be in this case, else the maximum number is going to be number 2 here. That's all. I want to keep the concept really easier for you to understand. That's why I'm not going to check the equality here. So now we are going to print the maximum number. So maximum number is here. Let's print it out. So %d, and then I'm going to print a new line, and let me print the variable max. That's all. All right, and this is not something new. We have done this earlier. Now before I run this program, let's make sure the main keyword is spelled correctly here. So main, and now let's run this out and check whether it's working or not. Here the file is going to run, and it's going to ask us to give two integer number here. So let's start with the first one, 10, and the second one is going to be 5, and it's giving us the maximum number perfectly. Now we want to replace this part with the help of ternary operator, and let me show you how to do this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this part for now, and here I'm going to explain you how things are done. So our condition that we want to check, if the number 1 is greater than number 2, if it is true, then we want to do something, otherwise we want to do something. So this is our ternary operator, right? In this case, the maximum number is going to be number 1. If this condition is true, then this one will be executed, otherwise this one will be executed. That's all. And now we need to store this, either number 1 or number 2. We need to store this variable inside the maximum variable. That's all. We need to store the value inside the maximum variable. That should be all for now. Now you can see the difference between this one and this one. Of course, this one looks more like simpler here, and within a single line we are doing a lot of stuff here, right? So hopefully you have understood now what basically we're doing. This is our first expression. If this one is true, then this part will work, otherwise this one will be executed. So let me give you an example. Let's say if I give number 1 as 10 here, and number 2 is 5 again. So what will happen this time? 10 greater than 5, which is true. In this case, this one will be executed, so this part will work only. So 10 will be stored inside the maximum and it will print 10. But let's say if I give 10 and 50 this time, so 10 greater than 50, it's not true. That's why this part will not be executed. This one will be executed. So the number 2 value is 50. So maximum will store the value 50 and it will print 50. That's how it's working here. So I hope you got the concept of how to use ternary operator here. Of course, we can do quite a lot of things here. Let's say we can check a number is even or odd. For instance, I'm going to be real quick here just to show you that, just in a simple line here. Let's say here, number is even, or let's say 5 is. Here I'm going to show you how to do this. So this time I'm going to cut this one from here. And then what we can do here, let's say 5 modulus 2 equals 0. If this is true, then we want to print something. If it is not true, then we want to print something. We can do something like this. Even let me get rid of this. We really do not need this anymore. Okay, so here I'm going to print even or odd. Now let me run this program and let me show you what basically it's going to do here. So again, this program is going to be executed. For now, I can just command them here, and also I can command this one as well, because our main goal is to focus just on this one. Okay, let me comment this one as well. All right, let me compile and run one more time. So it shows odd here because 5 modulus 2, of course, you know, it's not divisible by 0. That's why this one is going to work. Now, if I give 6 here, what do you think? In this case, 6 modulus 2 equals 0. Of course, this is true, and that's why it will print even here. So you can deal with string, you can deal with, integer number, you can deal with floating point number, those kind of things here, and they're working perfectly fine. And you can see how simple it's to check whether number is even or odd here. You can check a number is positive or negative here. For an instance, here I'm going to give you an example. If 5 greater than 0, then we can say it's a positive number. Otherwise, let's say it's going to be negative number. You can also deal with multiple condition here. This is something I'm going to show you anyway. So you can take the user input, of course, from the user, and then you can check if number is positive or negative like this. So if I run this program, let's do that one more time, and it should show here positive, and of course it does show positive here. By the way, we can print some new line here, new line. Let me just use new line everywhere, here and here as well. All right, let's run it one more time to test things out, and hopefully you got the concept of ternary operator from this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to find out how to find a large number among 3 numbers. So we'll take 3 user inputs, like 3 numbers, and then we need to find out the largest number from those 3.